Oh, I had myself muted. I'm the worst today. Today's been a really interesting day, everybody. So we're going back here to Fall of Magic. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I think I'm ready to move the Magus. We're going to Barley Town. Won't you take me to Barley Town? So let's go to Barley Town. The hospitality of the Barley Lord. So we've been on the road for a couple weeks. We look pretty dirty, even though we've been trying to clean and whatnot. We arrive at a pretty pretty ratchety old little village. Um by and large, it's maybe like at most 1,000 people. It's not that great. Furthermore, I think the keep is a we're generously calling it a keep. Um this this the manor, right, where the Barley Lord lives, is it's pretty bad. It's it's almost double the size of like all of if you combined all of the wood of all of the sheds in the town and like all of the inns and everything like that and the houses. If you combined it all, this fortress has like twice as much wood in it. All right. Furthermore, it's kind of it's kind of like older wood though. It's like it's not as nice as the rest of the places. Like this has probably like been around forever. That this old wooden fort. Well, obviously not forever, but like the wood seems to show its age. It's almost like rotten in certain places. But juxtaposing that is the demeanor of the townsfolk. They seem very, very happy, like pretty like, yep, everything's fine. So as we're going through up the town to the fort to make it known to the Barley Lord that we are here, with the Magus. I think the Barley Lord comes out from his keep, and along with his retinue of sycophants. I imagine the Barley Lord himself to be a very like short, squat dwarf like guy, and he comes over to us, arms stretched, happy, like, "Oh, Magus, it's been so long since I've seen you. How have you been?" And he's making this big show of an affair of welcoming the Magus to all the populace, who seem to be giving side eye to the mayor or the Barley Lord. At least that's what I pick up on, but I don't know why. And so he welcomes us in. We have a nice meal and everything. Everyone treats us very well, but I cannot shake this suspicion, or the Magus also can't shake this suspicion here that something is not right under the surface, and that's my scene. That's the hospitality of the Barley Lord. Yes. Nope. So what would you like to do?
Hmm. I think I will go to the Inn of the Axe and Fiddle.
Right.
where the hook of the scene is a song of your people. Sing
Okay.
you the song of my people.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
So what does the inn and the axe and fiddle look like?
I was picturing it like, sort of like when you walk into an inn in Skyrim and there's that like big bonfire in the center.
The hearth.
Like, yeah, the hearth and people like things just strung up on the walls, like crops and like stuff, and barley, of
Of
course.
course it's barley.
Yeah. And, there's just people having a blast. And I think the song playing is being played on a shamisen, which is the Japanese three-stringed guitar, and it's
Of
just
course,
sort of
Kabu.
yeah. And I think it's just sort of a nice song about how like man, Stormguard's pretty cool. And those
Hmm.
knights, they're the coolest.
Oh my god, that's the song.
Yeah,
Stormguard knights are the coolest.
they got the best knights. Everyone talks about their knights.
They're very, very good knights.
And it's probably a song that Kabu heard as a young lad that inspired him to become a knight.
Hmm. Oh. What do the people of Barley of the Inn and the Axe and Fiddle think of your song?
Hmm. Uh, you know what? You know what I think is better? I forgot to add this detail to the zine. I'm playing the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a
Do you play well?
who knows how to play the shamisen. I feel like he plays it pretty well.
Okay.
Probably not the best, but good enough for
Yeah.
a man of his age. I think people are pretty, like, oh, well, this is an okay song. But I think what happens almost immediately after is a local bard comes in and just plays like a way better song that like is like a Barleytown classic, and everyone likes it way more.
What is the name of the Barleytown classic? What is the name of the song of Barleytown?
Can the song just be called the Barleytown classic?
I mean, it can, but I feel like, come on, it's got to have an actual name. Come on, what's it called?
I think I think the song is a very upbeat song about farming and barley, farming barley. And
It's like a Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah, farming barley. And the name of the song is
Back from the barley factory.
Yeah. It's like barley fields.
Oh my god.
Barley
Fields Forever.
Barley fields forever. Exactly.
Okay, where do I want to go? I'm going to my great aunt Matilda's farm. And Matilda's a crone in Barleytown. Her house is way on the outskirts. Maybe it's on the dark side of the hill of Barleytown.
I like the idea of there being a dark side to Barleytown.
Yeah, it's the shady side. The Yeast
like
District.
All the people are
the
like,
Yeast District.
You don't want to build on the dark side of the hill. You don't get no sun on your barley.
Yeah, but she did. Matilda built her house on the other side of the hill and said "fuck y'all" to everyone else. And so that's my great aunt Matilda for you. River pays her a visit, and I show my my great aunt that token you got.
Ooh.
and she inspects it. She what's the word? Appraises it, right?
Yeah.
She
Deckard Cain identifies your item.
oh, you have quite a treasure there. No,
Yeah, exactly.
she looks at it, and then she's getting ready to tell me what this is when she notices that I still have the orange rose, the rose given back to me from the Magus, and she she starts describing the history of this squash down candlestick, cup holder. And I keep saying cup holder.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Coaster.
Coaster. Thank you. I keep wanting to describe that, or she starts trying to describe that, and then she's like, "I'm sorry, that rose. Oh dear, you're on a mission with the Magus, aren't you?" And I haven't had a chance to get to that yet, and I was like, "Yeah, kind of am." And she's like, oh boy, and you don't need. And she like grabs the thing or I guess she was holding it, right? She was holding the little thing. She throws it away. It's like, you don't need that. You do not need that at all. Here, let me help you out and let me give you some good stuff. And she starts giving me all of these herbs, all of these like poultices type stuff, being like, okay, if you're gonna be traveling, you're gonna need to carry these supplies. You're gonna carry this type of food. Oh, but this is my favorite snack when I was traveling. And like she gives me all of these things, and you just see this little like tiny lady. Who just like this pile of things just keeps building up over her head. She's like hoarding all this stuff, and she finally bids you. And we kind of cut to like being like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much. Bye, take care." As I like the door slams, I'm trying to like carry this giant pyramid of like goods and like jars of things and blankets and stuff like in my hands as I'm just like as I like go back to town. I like have to catch like a mug or something with like my foot, like so like my foot's like dangling behind me, so it's like sitting on the fat part of my feet, and I try to like I kick it back up to the top and keep going. And then like the grandmother from the window is like waving like don't forget to say hi to your mother and Astalia for me and blah blah blah, and yeah, and that's it.
Nice. It was a good scene. Always love a good, wholesome Aunt Matilda in my games.
Me too, man. Not enough Aunt Matildas in my games. Yeah. You know what I mean?
All the people out there, call your aunt, see how she's doing.
Real talk.
Here's where I will go. I will go to Swine Hill.
Okay.
Where the scene hook is a battle fought long ago.
Yes. What is that?
Yeah, I think it's a place over on the shady side of Barleytown. Where there was a battle fought long ago. And sort of on the edge of where that place is. It's like a sort of plain, sort of like a valley in the hills that like no one sort of touches anymore. And I think on the edge of that, Kabu finds a sword hilt buried in the ground, and he sort of picks it up and sort of palms it in his hand, and he
is it just the sword hilt?
Yeah, it's like the hilt and like part of a broken blade.
Okay, so there's a broken blade. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he remembers sparring with someone at the Knight Academy who used a blade pretty much similar to this.
Like the pommel looked the same or something.
It looks
sure, yeah.
Looks so similar. And he just remembers getting his like butt whooped by this guy who's like 2 years ahead of him in the academy.
Yeah.
And he just remembers having a bad day.
Fair enough. But this guy's presumed dead?
Yeah, maybe, probably. He turns, he's like, man, I hope that wasn't like this guy. Hope that wasn't like a fellow knight.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't know if it was the same guy. It's just the same kind of sword.
Yeah, it's the same type of sword, and it made him think about like a guy he hadn't thought about in like 4
Years and
years,
years.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go to Oak Island. Oak Island is a special place, especially for crab singers, because this is where crabs live. So I think this is just me out on the shores. I think maybe it's once again this is like an early morning. This is maybe like the day before we leave or the day of us leaving.
Mhm.
And I'm out there. I just took an early like bath at dawn, and like the water's cold, but it doesn't bother me. And I just sit on the shores, and I'm just singing a song, probably the same song that I was singing earlier about the missing sailor and calling out to the god. And this time there's crabs in the beach, and they all kind of like, the longer I sing, the more they come to me, and they all kind of like, do their little scuttle. Is it scuttling? Do crabs scuttle?
I think they scuttle.
What do you call their moving side to side? What do you call that?
I don't know. I
It's
just
not
call it a
scurry.
crab walk.
Shuffle. They shuffle. Crabs shuffle, right? That's the word you would use to describe that movement, I think. A shuffle. So they shuffled over to me, and the crabs kind of looked at me, unsure, but a little bit transfixed by me. It's not mad. I don't think it's magical. Like in the way that like the magus is magical. I think this is just like supernatural or something like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's sort of like an animal bond.
Yeah, exactly. It's more attuned to that rather than like magic. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's sort of like the animal instinct being like, "Hey, I'm a
yeah,
crab," and you're
I mean,
like, "I'm a
I
crab."
can't. Yeah, like I can't fly or do anything like that. But I mean, I can.
Yeah, you're a crab
Crab.
whisperer.
I'm crabs like me. Yeah,
Crab singer.
yeah, I'm a crab singer. Like fucking hell yeah, I can sing to crabs. So, but it's a happy memory for me. It's a nice moment. I remember doing this on the shores of Astalia as a little girl.
Were you also a crab at that time,
No, I was never
or
a crab.
did you sing to crabs before you?
Yeah, I was doing this. Yeah, exactly. No, you're exactly right. I was doing this like when I was like 6 or whatever, right? Like I imagine a much younger me, on the shore singing maybe a different song and having the crabs kind of like come to me and like crawl up my leg, and I like go like, ugh, and then like shake it off and then kind of get used to them like being around me when I sing the song. Right, that's my happy memory.
Nice. I think it might be time to move the magus.
Okay, but here we have our first choice.
First fork in the road.
Mm-hmm. Choose wisely.
You know what? We sort of foreshadowed it when we were in the Oak Hills. I think we're going to go through the Stormguard Mountains,
Okay.
where the scene description is the coming storm. So I think what we get is almost a sort of like the first act of Fellowship of the Ring shot of us like walking into this like mountain range. And there's just,
what's the name of that mountain?
yeah,
You know what? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
New-
where
New-
they go to the mines or wherever.
Yeah, but no, before they go to the mines, they're trying to cross the mountain. It's named after an old wizard. Damn it, my token knowledge is failing me. That's fine, but I know we all know the scene that you're talking about. So
Yeah.
it's like blizzarding and it's really cold.
Of course, I would get Mount Doom when I put in mountain name Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Here we go. Lord of the Rings wiki list of mountains. That's a lot of mountains.
It's the Kahadras.
Okay.
Found it.
Misty Mountains.
The Kahadras is one of the 3 mountains of Moria.
Yeah. And I think sort of the brewing storm that we see in the distance as we sort of cram ourselves into this thin mountain area is just like very, very dark clouds and like lightning on the
Oh, of course.
horizon. It doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't look like snow. It just looks like very hard rain and inclement weather.
Inclement is such a nice euphemism.
It's very good.
Cool. So, let's talk about Stormguard Mountains real quick. There is a new type of scene available at the Stormguard Mountains. But, so there's only 3 things available here at the Stormguard Mountains. This scouting ahead one, you will actually roll a d6, and that is the answer to a fact that you want to include to your scene. Okay? It's very straightforward, simple, but that's just a thing to be aware of. So I will do the scouting ahead. And I want to know. So typically you roll at the end, but no. Ambush.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. Ooh, so I'm shivering. I've went forward. I took a little bit of your warm honey drink for warmth. But it's very cold up here, and I'm not wearing the stuff for such a hike, right?
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, and maybe I've got distracted or something. Maybe, and I'm looking around, and then behind me I hear the snarl of like a leopard, or like a winter, like a mountain lion, right, or something like that, right? Like you know what I'm talking about, like a cougar.
Yeah.
Like a puma, and yeah, it's snarling at me, and I cry out, and I think you and the Magus hear my cry, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's where we leave the scene.
Yeah. This is the fear of the ambush. Hmm. I think where I will go is Storm Queen Pass. The hook of the scene is the worsening weather.
Oh, okay. What does that look like?
I think what happens is on our way through the mountains, we are sort of directed into a very thin passageway between 2 mountains. It's like maybe about 2 shoulder widths, like apart, and we're just like climbing against this like torrent of rainfall.
Ooh, and the
Sort
sounds of
turned
thunder.
into yeah, the rain has sort of like turned into almost climbing up a river due to the thin nature of this passage.
Ugh. Climbing up a river.
Yeah, we're climbing up a river in the mountains.
Ew, that's rough. No, thank you.
And
Okay.
I think I've got my like I think I'm at the head of the party. I've got like my shield over my like head, and I'm like holding tight to the Magus.
Mm.
And we trudge on through Storm Queen Pass.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna move the Magus.
Okay.
Moving the Magus to Castle Stormguard. Because I know exactly what happens when we reach the gates of Stormguard.
Ooh.
The hospitality of Elena Storm Queen. They do not... I mean, they welcome the Magus. But they're immediately suspicious of his company. You can't... You would bring her here and then, like, you know, through the rain and everything, they see, like, Kabu, and the Storm Queen literally calls you out and says, "You have a lot of nerve coming back here after what you did. Come, we have much to discuss." As she says very calmly as she turns her back, and we all kind of get ushered into like the noble or the court.
Yeah, I think
That's my scene.
Yeah, the ending bit of that is Kabu just like taking a deep breath, like, ooh.
You knew this was coming.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think where we have our first scene here is the Hall of Knights.
The best.
The best. Yeah, and I think both of us are here for this scene. Because it's just literally like a long spanning just hallway of these like portraits and like armor and these swords that belong to all these great knights of the past. And Kabu, he finds his way down almost to the end of the hallway. Because you know, they put the best of the best knights, at the front of the hallway.
Sure.
But Kabu finds his way to the end of the hallway, and he looks up at a figure of one knight, and he leans down towards the painting, and he puts the orange rose that he has from the Magus on top of a sword that's on display.
Can I make another connection?
Sure.
Can the sword be the same like pommel and stuff from the one before?
The same pommel.
Yeah, right. The same type of sword, which means it's a storm. Like I'm imagining it's a Stormguard sword, right? Like that's just or like this carries the brand of Stormguard. Yeah, like it's the.
I need a good knight name for this person to be. If you have a good knight name, tell me it.
My first one is Sir Bradford, but I feel like I can do much better than that. Artivar. Pender.
Oh, I like Pender.
Pender's game. All right, I'm going to the court. I'm going to the court of S words. We're gonna be in court, and this is going to be the follow up to. You have a lot of nerves coming up here.
Yeah.
So let me see.
Where we disagree.
So the Magus is asking for permissions for us to pass, and I think Alana's like, no, not only will you not have permission to pass, like, give me a good reason to not lock you up right now. And I think the storm has finally hit Castle Stormguard.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it abated when we got to Stormguard. Like the way Stormguard's nestled, it's really hard for like storms to actually get to it. It's relatively serene, but this storm has. And I feel like after that very, very loud, boisterous demand by Elena Storm Queen, being like, "Give me one reason why you shouldn't throw us in the dungeon." He slams down his like walking staff or whatever, and the windows like like blast open, shattering glass, and like you hear like the whistling, the storm, and the thunder and the lightning, and like it's like blowing everything around. And he cries over the sounds of the howling winds and rain, saying like, more of this will come if you do not let us pass. But he's saying it in a way that's not like, hey, I'm causing this storm. It's like, if you don't go, more of these storms will happen.
He's doing the Gandalf thing.
Yeah, right. He's signifying that the storm is not an anomaly. Like, this storm will be more frequent, stronger.
Yeah.
And only I can stop it. I must get to Umbra. And you see the Storm Cream, mulling it over. I'm going to roll dice here. Who is right? Oh, shit.
Who is right when you get down to it?
Fine, she says. You may continue on your own. Your partners are sentenced to the stockades. And the Magus hangs his head and sigh, and I feel like I look very confused, being like, what? Oh. And like I feel like guards are taking me away, and I don't know what I did.
Yeah. When the guards come to take Kabu away, he's like, guys, I know where the stockades are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that will lead into the next scene being the stockades, where the hook is a sincere apology.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think we're in the stockades next to each other. And Kabu turns to River and he's like, I honestly didn't think this would happen. These knights, they hold a grudge.
I feel like my back is towards you, and when you're saying that, the camera's actually looking at me, and you just see me mouth the words like after you say that, right? And being like, "Oh, we didn't say it was gonna happen." Like I was mocking you. I don't say anything. I'm just stewing. I'm stewing. I'm totally stewing. Yeah.
I think what Kabu does is like, I kick your leg, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to apologize over here.
And well, I think that. Okay, yeah, no, I say apology not accepted. I'm being very stubborn right now, and I'm not looking at you. Instead, I'm looking out the tiny little window. That's the only thing outside, which sucks because all I can see outside. I'm just trying to escape your gaze as I look at the ongoing hard gale outside.
Yeah. And I think Kabu is not facing towards the window. He's facing towards a wall.
Yeah. And I think finally I turn around, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I should not be taking this out on you. It's not your fault.
And no, I think he turns and he's like, no, this is my fault. Like, I shouldn't have brought the Magus to Stormguard.
Yeah, but do you risk the specters of the Mistwood?
It was a tough call. I just, I thought they'd welcome me back.
I roll my eyes, and well, we're just gonna have to plead our innocence.
Yeah, and I think that's where the scene ends.
No, wait. I got a better
Oh wait,
idea.
unless you have a better
Better
idea.
idea. I don't say we always have to bleed our innocence. I sing the song of the crabs. And I mean, would it be cool to have crabs show up and like chomp through the locks to get us out? Or no.
Where would these crabs
No.
come from?
No. I got a better idea. I go to my back and I break off a piece of the spiky chitin and then another piece, and I pick the lock to the cells, and I think we escape in nightfall. Well, I escape, and I say to you, "Are you coming?"
Uh, I look around, and Kabu puts the cuffs back on. He's like, I deserve to be here.
I thought you would say that, and that's when I think you start to feel dizzy, and I feel like I poisoned you
Oh no.
to knock you out, so you to come with me. So I'm kidnapping you out of prison.
Wow. Story games, everybody.
Yep. Cool.
All right, it's your scene.
Ooh. So I'm like dragging you through the mausoleums of Castle Stormguard.
Ooh, the Tomb of the Storm King.
Yeah. And I'm shaking my head at you, Kabu, being like, this fool should just I don't have to drag him. This sucks so much. And this place gives me the creeps. And I bump into something, and when I turn around, I thought it's a guard, but instead it's just a stone statue of a guard. And standing in front of us is the tomb of the Storm King. I hear the sounds of footsteps of an actual guard, and we have no choice but to hide in the tomb of the Storm King, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
Hop right in there.
as we hide in the tomb, I think you slowly start to regain consciousness. But I think we're like hiding in like the treasure room,
Yeah.
right? The stuff that he was buried with.
Yeah, we're in
And
like the mausoleum or whatever.
yeah.
It's a mausoleum within a much larger mausoleum.
And you don't see me take anything. But when it's ready to go, we go. And after like the guards pass, we sneak by. But the camera stays a little bit in the tomb and looks down and sees that you're the sword that was on the tomb of the Storm King, like buried, like like I imagine a knight, like with his hands like this and the sword there.
Yeah.
That is gone off the tomb, and laying to the side is an older sword, like on the pile of coins and stuff like that. And I have swapped your sword with that one.
What? I probably don't even notice it.
Yeah, no, you don't. But I know. I'm letting us as players have dramatic irony there. Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that perfectly leads into our escape from Castle Stormguard.
Yes. Which way do we go?
We could go to our options are the ice rail and the mouth of the deep.
Yep.
Ooh. Both of these are pretty interesting, like lead-ins.
Mm-hmm.
But
So what are you thinking?
I can't deny
Go with the first thing in your head.
the coolness of an ice train. So
Yes.
we're going to the ice rail.
Cool. Now you do a scene about the debt you owe with the Magus.
Debt I owe. A debt I owe. Well, you know, I got this sword. That's a pretty big debt. I wonder how long it takes Kabu to notice his sword is missing.
I don't know. You can tell me. Maybe you don't yet.
Yeah,
Or,
maybe.
but remember, this is from the Magus's perspective.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm playing as the Magus. Um. Yeah, I think as we're making our way towards where the ice rail is, a a cart pulls up beside us, and in it is a sort of wizened-looking old man who sort of eyes the Magus, and he sort of has a conversation of just like, oh, you know, like, what are you doing out here, going towards the ice rail? And as the conversation goes on, he sort of pulls the Magus closer and sort of whispers something in his ear, and the Magus nods and like pats him reassuringly.
Okay, that's cool.
And it's like, yeah,
I got
don't
you.
worry, I got you.
Yeah, like, don't worry. I like it.
Yeah, that's a debt that Magus owes.
Hmm. Train station. The train's getting ready to go. We think we're in the clear. When the train stops and we see the colors of Stormguard stop the train and halt for an inspection, looking for the Magus, looking for us specifically. So I think we see Stormguard inspectors board this train. And that's my scene.
Ooh. Huh. There's all of these are good options.
Yeah.
Hmm. I will go to the engine to talk about what keeps you going.
Okay.
So I think that's where Kabu ends up to sort of hide away from the Stormguard inspectors, because he's still trying to like get it through his head that they broke out of Castle Stormguard,
Yeah.
a fortress he previously thought to be impenetrable.
That's because he never met a crab singer before.
Exactly. Once you meet a crab singer, your whole life gets turned upside down.
It's true.
And yeah, I think there's sort of an orange lighting to this scene of the engine room as
Okay.
we just sort of get a close zoom in to Kabu, and then we see the scar on his face. We flash back to where he got that scar, which was that the same person that Kabu was sparring with in that one flashback.
Oh.
Only this time the swords are real. And as Kabu stabs this man to death, he swings his sword upwards and cuts Kabu on the eye.
Wow. Fuck.
And that's what keeps Kabu going.
Hmm.
Pain is a constant reminder.
Mm-hmm. I want to do a scene between me and the Magus. Do you mind playing the Magus here?
Sure.
We're going to the dining car. We're gonna have a conversation, heart to heart. I want to ask the Magus a few things, being like, "Man, we're traveling. How does the Magus look right now?"
I think because we are traveling on a train as opposed to literally climbing up a river like we did that one time,
Yeah,
I think the
that's true. We
Magus
did
is a
that.
lot more at peace.
Okay.
And, you know, I think we described the Magus in this game as being sort of elderly, but I think in times like these, he looks a bit more closer to middle aged. Like he is old with knowledge, but not necessarily physically old.
Okay.
I think he has very long hair that's sort of a deep blue color with a few silver lines.
Interesting. Okay. So like very like salt and peppery,
Very,
silver foxy.
yeah. It's instead of salt and pepper, it's sapphire and silver.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna sneeze. Saved it, everybody. Ah.
Nice.
Okay. So, the dining car. So you look pretty. You know, you look older. You look older than when we started, and so I feel like I'm gonna be kind of talking to you about your health, and I'm gonna be like, so how are you holding up, Magus?
As fine as one can, I suppose.
Played by Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
House of Cards, or
Definitely.
or Forrest Gump. The Magus is Forrest Gump.
Magic is what magic does.
I have to go to the land of Gen A. Yeah, so I nod. I nod and I say, "Forgive me, but I can't help but feel like you're lying to me, Magus. Why do you hide the truth?" I don't know if I'm right or not. I'm just going off my gut.
Yeah, I think the Magus puts his hand on your shoulder and he sort of says, like, it's not only natural to be concerned about those who are ill, especially one in my position.
Well, do you think Umbra has enough magic left to save you?
He sort of puts a hand to his chin in thought, and he's like, Umbra is the place where magic was born. If anywhere has enough magic, it'll be that. We can only hope.
I'm reading your expression very intently when you say that. Is the Magus also lying about that? About like how much does he believe that it can actually help him when he says we have to hope, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you can say we have to hope in a lot of ways.
I feel like the Magus really
it's like really believe it. Or he just really wants it to be true.
Yeah, it's his. What it is, it's like he's not completely sure, but he does believe that this is like his best hypothesis.
Sure.
Like he's done the research. He's clearly very knowledgeable about magic. He can't be 100%, which is weird for him, but he is most definitely sure that this will work.
Okay. I dig it. Okay. Well, that's I believe you. And then I think maybe we part ways at that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. I think the scene I want to do is you and Kabu and River in the freight car. Because, might as well hit all the things in the train because trains are awesome.
This is what we trained for.
This is what we trained for.
I love playing games with you. You appreciate my puns.
We're just chugging along.
Now I imagine our train has a Thomas the Tank Engine face. No.
Perfect.
No, that's not canonical. Chat, that's not canonical.
Chat, don't draw a rad ice train with the Thomas the Tank Engine face.
No, do not draw Snowpiercer with a Thomas the Tank Engine face.
All right. So I think the scene in the freight car is I think it's night has like fallen and Kabu has sort of pulled open the side door of this freight car to sort of watch the moon as it passes. And when River enters the room, he pulls out the sword of the Storm King. And he just says, "What is this?"
And I just say, "Oh, I thought you would like that. It's a gift for being such a good sport about getting out of the castle." It looked precious, so I got it for you. I do not know the ramifications of it.
Yeah, he sort of pulls the sword out, and there's like an engraving of a name in a old language, and he's like, do you know what this means?"
I shrug.
He's like, this sword belonged to the Storm King.
Oh. Who's that?
Husband to the Storm Queen. We met.
See, I thought Storm Queen was a title, not
No, is literally.
I thought that. I'm sorry. I meant that's. I thought that was her last name was Storm Queen. That's why I didn't. I should have put that together.
It's both a last name and it's a descriptive last name.
Is that? And I looked at you. I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you want me to somehow give it back? I'm afraid you retrieving your own sword is out of the question at this point.
No, I think our best bet is to ride this out. Those Storm Guard inspectors will probably get off the train at some point.
Okay.
And Kabu just paces back and forth, shaking his head. That's the scene.
Okay. I guess we move the Magus.
Yeah.
to Estalia. The hospitality of the Gilded One. Boy, Estalia is everything that Barley Town isn't. Estalia is rich and decadent and golden and shiny and with a shimmering blue sea and a bright cerulean sky. I'm picturing like the best of like, you know, like a Greek island style, or you know, something like you would imagine what Minoa, is it Minoa, the Minoans, like Crete. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like something like that. Very,
like
very
Greek architecture.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe I'm thinking that because it's called the Gilded One, and I think King Midas was from there. But anyways,
I think King Midas was Roman.
no, he was Minoan.
Oh, was he? Oh yeah, he's Greek.
Or maybe he was Greek. I feel like all those legends, people just like, depending on who it is, if it's a bad legend about somebody, it's about the other guys. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're like a Greek person, then obviously it's about Cretians. But if you're Crete, then it's about the Greek. Yeah, I don't. Anyways, yeah. So this place is just like utterly fantastic. The Magus is unfazed by it. I just like, yeah, well, you know, it's just another place to him. Like his head's somewhere else. It's distant. He's focused on the mission. And you know, he's walking through and we see him kind of go through the marketplaces, the great marketplaces, all the different gilded districts of Estalia. And he goes directly for a massive keep. And once again, like Barley Town, it's like it sits like near the center of the town, but once again, it's like gilded with white and gold, and there's like a nice like red carpet going down the stairs, and you know, he like just walks in. And everyone in Estalia knows the Magus. And they're like, oh, how do you do? You know, hope you're doing okay. You know, like you are. If the Magus was the player character in a role-playing game, in like Mass Effect or something, or Dragon Age, or Skyrim, you know, everyone goes in like, oh, nice to see you, Magus. How, you know, how's it going? You know, oh,
this
it's the
my
Magus.
favorite place on the Citadel.
Yeah, right. And so like everybody's like knows this guy, and he just straight up like is just impartial to this celebrity status that he has here. And, you know, and he does like a half-assed wave like a politician would, who's like busy, right? And you just see the doors close as he goes into the court. So apparently everyone here is super excited that the Magus is here, except the Magus himself, just like very, very, very like preoccupied.
Yeah, I think Kabu is also excited to be here.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see that on the other side of our break. Because we're at the second hour mark here, so we're gonna go back to another 5-minute break, and then we come back. So see you on the other side.
Ooh, we are zooming down this